All right, we're going to talk today why RadiantPro lamination. The number one thing for this piece of equipment is you do not need compressed air to operate the reflow. The only air that comes into the system is needed for the gripping mechanism. Unlike the micro swirl nozzle or a lot of competitors, you need no compressed air to operate the reflow of the system. The system comes with 4 5-inch long radiant chambers. They have interchangeable cores, interchangeable heating mechanisms, and due to some of our technologies, it's able to precisely deliver temperature stability throughout the full chamber from top to bottom. Some of the other applications you see in the radiant space, you'll see temperature variability from top to bottom, and you'll see hot spots and cold spots throughout. You won't see that with RadiantPro. It's stable, plus or minus 5 degrees up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. And from 601 to 750, it's plus or minus 10 degrees stability. So you're getting that added layer of stability along with the non-compressed air needs. The other thing that comes with the system that makes it fantastic is you get centering guides, top and bottom. Those centering guides are from 0 to 34 French. The core is a 1/2-inch diameter core, which is capable of handling most catheter products. If we need a 1-inch, we can upgrade to that as well. The system comes in 175 millimeters in length, all the way up to 255 centimeters in length. So you can do catheters all the way up to 2 meters, no problem. So with the RadiantPro, one of the beauties of this system is our HMI interface. It's the exact same interface you find on all of our VL equipment. Makes it easy to learn, easy to transfer from one line to the next. I'm going to go through a couple of the basic setup steps and parameters here that make this system very user-friendly and intuitive. As you can see, everything is clearly labeled right out in front of you. You can choose different operator levels. You can set different passwords for those levels as well. One of the things I like to do is show the manual screen. In the manual screen, you have the ability to set your temperatures, open and close your gripping mechanisms. You have the ability to utilize the motion control, open and close your funnels as well. This gives you the opportunity to build a recipe and build a process in the manual screen without the constraints of the recipe parameters. Once you kind of get the system dialed in the manual control and you have a good understanding of how the equipment functions, you can now go into your recipe parameter screen. You can store up to 1,000 recipes on the system. I'm going to go ahead and jump to my recipe I've created here and walk through some of the recipe parameter steps that make the recipe very user-friendly and give you some stability and alarm functions to be able to understand what is going on during your process. One of the beautiful things of the recipe parameters here is you have up to 10 steps that are programmable with distance and speed. You have the ability to set all 4 lanes to the same temperature, or you can select lanes and set them to individual temperatures, and you can run the process that way. It's good for R&D, it's good for multiple products if you'd like to run them at the same time. The other nice thing about our system is it gives you the ability to set an upper and lower temperature deviation step so that you can get a message during the run process. It's going to let you know that you deviated outside of the process and you need to check your parts or do some inspection there as well. So that's a great feature to have. The system also has variable load positions. So you can set that variable load position so it's easier for your operators to load the part. Then the system will return home and start from there. One of the other nice features is you're able to build in a soak time into your recipe parameters. The soak time will give you the ability to preheat the mandrel from the inside out, and in some cases can give you better thermal profiles and improve your lamination process. We also have the ability to stop the machine at the bottom as it laminates, so parts can be removed without the heater array returning home. So that's an option that some people like to utilize. We also have a cool down time, which is the feature of bringing the heater array down through the lamination process, actually cooling and holding there, and allowing the system to cool and stay cool until it homes and then reheat. So what I'm going to do here is I have a recipe built, and we're going to go ahead and load that recipe. And prepare to run a lot. So now that we've created a run process, we're going to go ahead and, as you can see, I've preloaded our parts. We're going to go ahead and close our centering guides. In a typical run process, you will have no motion capabilities with the door open. So a typical run process, close the door. That's going to restore your run capabilities and allow the machine to have motion. For demonstration purposes, we're going to keep the door open. So as the machine homes, the gripper array will detach from the heater array. Move to a load position, which you can see the parts are already preloaded. One of the nice things about the run process current lot functionality is the ability to view your lane temperature, the ability to see the current position as it relates to the active recipe, which you can view by depressing the button here. You can see your set points, you can see your distance and your speeds, all within the process, something that you can navigate to just as a double check. You can see current position here, soak times, cool times, and you can also see on the lower banner what step in the process the piece of equipment is moving through. So I just wanted to point out the functionality of the centering guides. As you can see, these are the most extreme case of mandrel bend that you're going to see, but the centering guides adjusted to the diameter of the catheter being laminated. You can see that it's keeping it very centered as it's capturing the catheter above and below, which is making it very concentric in the middle of the RadiantPro nozzle. All right, the final step in the process, as you can see on the screen here, process complete, unload product. So I'm gonna go ahead and access the gripper buttons on the HMI. I'm gonna go ahead and unload my products. All right, now the process has been complete. Once again, we're going to close our door to start the motion. Press continue and the process will begin once again. The operator can now load 4 new parts and begin the next run cycle.